What if I told you the amazing world of Gumball never actually stayed in Elmore? Because somehow this blue chaos magnet has been sneaking into other shows and random corners of pop culture, hiding in plain sight like an inside joke meant only for the sharpest viewers. And no, I'm not talking about references inside Gumball itself. I'm talking about those moments when you're watching something completely unrelated, just, minding your own business, and suddenly Gumball is just there. So here's the real question. How many of these did you actually catch? Because some of these Easter eggs are obvious flexes, while others are so subtle they feel like animators whispering secrets to each other. And hey, stick around till the end, because one of these appearances is so random, it might actually change how you see the Cartoon Network multiverse. And while you're watching, don't stay quiet. Please drop a comment the moment you recognize one. No rewinds, no excuses. Let's track down every place Gumball broke containment. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with the Cartoon Network show Teen Titans Go. Okay, so picture this. You're watching Teen Titans Go, Season 3, episode Squash and Stretch. The Titans start debating what kind of cartoon violence is actually allowed. And Cyborg goes,
"Hold up, I thought society was cool with violence as long as it was funny."
And then he pulls up a TV clip to prove his point. What plays is a slapstick chase featuring a green cat and a pink fish who look suspiciously familiar. The screen goes full, Looney Tunes mode with exaggerated squash and stretch physics and the cat getting flattened and bounced around in classic cartoon fashion. Now in the scene, the green cat is a parody of Gumball playing as Wile E. Coyote, and the pink fish is a parody of Darwin playing as Roadrunner. Not officially named, but come on, let's be honest. That's Gumball and Darwin with the serial numbers filed off. It's Cartoon Network subtly referencing one of its own biggest shows as a parody of another big show inside another. Stylized just enough to avoid a direct crossover, but recognizable enough that if you watched Gumball even once, your brain immediately goes, hold on. Okay, and for the next reference from Teen Titan Go, we have to go to episode 1 of Season 3, The Cat's Fancy. The whole episode is about Robin becoming a cat so that Starlight gives him more love. But there is also Gumball lingering in all that cat chaos. And where you might guess he would be, right under Starlight's feet. I mean, the carpet in front of the sofa chair, it's a blue cat carpet. And when we say a blue cat, only one thing comes to mind. I don't know about you guys. I know it's a very subtle reference. One would argue it's just a regular, more realistic looking blue cat. But, come on guys, we know Cartoon Network. They wouldn't do that with us. And so for the next subtle Easter egg from Teen Titan Go, in the episode Birds, we're introduced to 2 mutated mockingbirds. Well, the introduction was swaggy. See for yourself. Anyway, so 2 birds, one bright blue standing next to an orange one. The color pairing feels a little sus. Wait, that's the exact same iconic combo as Gumball and Darwin. Well, that was sneaky. They just love giving us Easter eggs, don't they? Alright, so who remembers this cute boom staff? AKA Beatbox. His name in the show officially is Beatbox, but after his debut in episode Power Moves, fans gave him the name Boomstaff. Which feels kinda obvious because he was born from Cyborg's boombox and Robin's staff. What if I tell you we have a character like this in our amazing world of Gumball show who goes by the name of Juke? Okay, so at this point I would say Cartoon Network was playing with synonyms for the same things. Who knows? We might find a character named Stereo Boy somewhere in the Cartoon Network universe. Anyhow, it's just not that both the characters look the same and share the same name. Synonyms. They have the same language. They both talk in music. Beatbox plays music.
Let's break it down.
While Juke just beatboxes. Although he can also talk.
You can stop fighting. I appreciate the effort, but I have no idea what this Gravelfest thing is. Who Boxenberg is a continent?
But mostly he just beatboxes. Now moving up to some real Easter eggs. The Amazing World of Gumball was referenced many times in this Cartoon Network show, Uncle Grandpa. So the protagonist of the show, Uncle Grandpa, he's everyone's favorite uncle and grandpa. He's a magical being who helps kids and teens as well as other species through their everyday problems by taking them on wacky adventures. And also doing some of the weirdest things. So in Season 3, Episode 12, Pizza Eve, there's a short at the end called Grampies, which is Grammys organized by and for Uncle Grandpa. The camera starts panning across the audience, and you're spotting legends like, Samurai Jack, the Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo's there, Dexter, and then, out of nowhere, boom! Gumball Watterson from the Amazing World of Gumball is just sitting there. No introduction, no dramatic music, he's just casually in the crowd like he RSVP'd. But his expression is what makes it gold. He looks nervous, actually nervous. This is the same blue cat who beefs with the universe literally on a daily basis, and now he's sitting there looking like he forgot his acceptance speech. It's such a teensy tiny detail, but it makes the cameo hit harder because it feels real. Like, bro is legit stressed. Maybe it's because the Grampies are apparently such a huge multi-universe event. Or, maybe he just knows he's not winning anything tonight. And he'd be right, because by the end, Uncle Grandpa somehow wins literally every award, including one that's very clearly a not-so-subtle jab at Adventure Time.
The award for Best Feel-Good Fantasy Adventure Series with a Furry Yellow Companion. And the winner is... Well, what do you know? Uncle Grandpa!
The audacity. That furry yellow companion was right to say.
This is bunk!
This whole scene just feels like Cartoon Network flexing its entire roster in one chaotic cutaway. And Gumball just being there silently, awkwardly, makes it one of those crossovers that proves that he's officially part of the bigger CN multiverse. Enough for Gumball. Darwin was also in the show, and he also made some cameos. Like in the episode Cartoon Factory, he can be seen on a poster. So it's when Uncle Grandpa went to the Cartoon Factory in search of finding his meaning. There we see posters of Clarence and Adventure Time, and all kinds of shows that were made by Cartoon Network. As Grandpa enters the office with the cubicles, the poster is the first thing you notice. But Darwin's color, it's odd. He's not that bright orange. It resembles that of Ribbit's, don't you think? Well, Ribbit is a blue-colored frog that looks just like Darwin. There was another moment in Uncle Grandpa where Gumball and Darwin posters were casually seen in the background again. In episode Transitional Phase, in the editor's room, we see the posters of Mixels and none other than Gumball and Darwin. Well, that's all for Weirdest Uncle Grandpa. Stay tuned though, because some of the biggest Easter eggs are coming your way. Okay, so now this one, it's peak Cartoon Network multiverse energy. In OKKO, Let's Be Heroes, the special episode Crossover Nexus, a real Cartoon Network multiversal crossover happens. Okay, we see characters like Garnet, Ben 10, Raven, Powerpuff Girls, and of course, Johnny Bravo. In the episode, absolute chaos is unfolding because Red Strike is out here absorbing powers like he's speedrunning the CN catalog. So KO got hold of Red Strike's pen, and he's reconfiguring Ben's Omnitrix. And suddenly Ben isn't just turning into aliens anymore. He's transforming into Cartoon Network characters. Yeah, and it escalates fast. So during the big fight sequence, Ben starts just rapid fire morphing. He cycles through characters like Robot Jones and then Uncle Grandpa. Then he turns into our favorite Gumball Watterson from the Amazing World of Gumball. And it's super quick. It's just a quick flash in the transformation montage right before he shifts again into Mordecai from regular show. No dramatic pause, just Gumball popping up mid-battle like, yeah, I'm part of this multiverse too. And seriously, that's what makes it so cool. It's not treated like a joke or a parody. For a split second, Gumball is officially one of the forms Ben can access, standing shoulder to shoulder with decades of Cartoon Network icons. It's fast and it's subtle, but if you caught it in real time, elite fan status unlocked. Okay, so not gonna lie, this one, it's actually insane. Learning with Pibby dropped on Adult Swim's YouTube on October 30th, 2021, looking like a cute little preschool cartoon. So Pibby and her bestie, Bun Bun, are singing like it's a normal kid's show. And then, boom, the glitch hits. The world starts just like breaking apart. Characters get swallowed into this black corrupted void, and suddenly it turns into straight nightmare fuel. Okay, and here's where it gets wild for us. During the glitch chaos, we see corrupted versions of major Cartoon Network characters, including Gumball from The Amazing World of Gumball, looking absolutely glitched out and cursed. At the same time, Pibby leads a resistance where we spot Darwin and even Buttercup. These uncorrupted figures, they fight back against this glitch. So, Gumball isn't just referenced, he's part of the infected roster in this dark multiverse concept. The short teased this massive crossover event with characters from across decades of animation, and I mean, it blew up online. Fans were ready. The hype was unreal. But despite all that, the project never got fully greenlit. Still though, that quick shot of corrupted Gumball, that lives rent-free. It's one of the craziest what could have been Cartoon Network crossover moments ever. Guys, The Amazing World of Gumball was even referenced in the OG show South Park. When in an episode, The End of Serialization as We Know It, Sheila uses a troll trace to dig through Ike's internet history. The screen flashes a list of his Google searches. And right there in plain sight, yep, it's Amazing World of Gumball streaming. Wait, what? Ike's been binge watching Elmore behind everyone's back? Ike be like, yeah, I troll the internet, but I also stream Gumball. Respect. Okay, so the next one, it's interesting. Don't leave just yet. Villainous, a Mexican show which aired on Cartoon Network in Latin America, had a whole episode dedicated to Elmore and its villains. In The Lost Cases of Elmore, Dr. Flug is reviewing Rob's file. Yeah, that Rob. And absolutely just dragging him for all his failed attempts to defeat Gumball. It's just loss after loss after loss. So Rob decides, fine, I'll level up. And so we see him like actually joining the Black Hat organization training camp, doing archery, running villain drills, grinding like he's in a toxic self-improvement arc trying to prove he matters. But here's where he goes from, okay, cool, to, oh, hold up, what? While reviewing Rob's case, Flug mentions Richard and Nicole, and then realizes Nicole is the same Nicole who attended villain courses at Black Hat's organization. Not only that, she trained there alongside Flug and other villains, as proved by this picture from another episode, The Lost Cases of Boxmore. Yeah, Nicole Watterson from The Amazing World of Gumball has Villain Academy lore, which, I mean, it low-key makes sense because she's already the most terrifying being in Elmore. And then we get this funny scene where Gumball and Darwin, they find the actual Black Hat business card that got her into the program. And they call Dr. Flug asking about their mom's connection with Black Hat. After that, they're just standing there like, why does mom have evil internship lore? It low-key suggests Nicole might be the real final boss of Elmore, and we've all just been, I don't know, ignoring it. So far, we've only reviewed the Cartoon Network Easter eggs, but what if I tell you Gumball traveled to a rival network? Disney, too. And I mean, you might know what I'm talking about because if you're our subscriber, which I hope you are, then we know you're a Gravity Falls fan too. Yes, that's right. Gravity Falls episode Weirdmageddon Part 1, it featured a scene which was very familiar to a scene from the episode The Job of the Amazing World of Gumball. So in Gravity Falls, during that chase scene with Gideon Gleeful and his squad, everything goes absolutely unhinged. While running, the characters start rapidly shifting styles. They turn into birds, then anime versions of themselves, into meat versions, and then even live action. I mean, it feels like they're glitching through alternate realities mid-sprint. It's quick and it's chaotic, and honestly, it's visually insane. Now, here's where fans start connecting dots. In the Amazing World of Gumball episode The Job, the whole family is in a car chase behind Richard trying to stop him from tearing reality apart. So the characters start glitching between different animation styles and versions of themselves. The world basically, it starts breaking as they try to stop him. The vibe? Extremely similar. It's the same rapid style switching, that same reality.exe has stopped working energy. So the fandom split in two. One side is like, nah, that's way too specific. That has to be a reference. The other side is like, relax dude, it's just a coincidence. Okay, so now what do you think? Was Gravity Falls low-key nodding at Gumball, considering this episode aired 3 years after Gumball's episode? Or are we connecting red strings on a corkboard for absolutely no reason? Go ahead, drop your take. Okay, so next one, it's such a deep cut that, most people blink and they just miss it. There's a Turkish Cartoon Network series called Kral Sakir, aka King Sakir, which premiered in 2016, and it ran for multiple seasons with, 300 plus episodes. The show follows Sakir. He's a young lion living a chaotic everyday life with his very mixed species family. But now, here's the sneaky part. In Kral Sakir, Season 1, Episode 28, Runaway Groom, the plot centers around Murky, who's terrified of getting married. So instead of communicating, like a normal person, he decides the logical solution is to turn himself into a child to escape the responsibility. Ha! Peak cartoon logic. Accidentally, other characters also got turned into children. It's like the elephant guy did it on purpose, because, they seemed so happy being children again. First thing they did?
Put Gumball on! I want Gumball on!
You're lucky that you're so cute. Or you'd be in a circus by now.
And that right there is how we get our Gumball Easter egg. The clip is from The Amazing World of Gumball episode, The Origins. The episode that shows how Gumball first met Darwin and how their family dynamic began. That specific theme fits, perfectly thematically, since both stories are dealing with family bonds and what it means to grow up. Or avoid growing up, in Murky's case. It's super quick and easy to miss, but it's a clever nod. While Murky is literally trying to dodge adulthood, the Gumball clip highlights the importance of family connections, which honestly makes the reference feel intentional instead of random, like low-key wholesome, even if Murky's doing the absolute most to avoid marriage. It's not some huge crossover event. It's literally quick, it's subtle, it's very, if you know kind of a thing. But, the fact that Gumball pops up inside a Turkish Cartoon Network show like that? Gumball Elmore supremacy. Cartoon Network Multiverse really said international collaboration mode activated. Alright guys, so that right there was all the Easter eggs in cartoons. We're now going to cover some Gumball Easter eggs spotted on television. The first one is when Gumball surfaced in a Disney mainstream movie, in Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. For those of you who remember, Chip and Dale, they're the former 90s TV icons whose friendship fell after Dale went solo. Years later, they're washed, struggling to stay relevant, and barely on speaking terms, until their old co-star Monterey Jack gets kidnapped by a bootlegging crime ring that reboots cartoons illegally by altering their designs and selling them off. Yeah, I know, it's unhinged. When they investigate, they uncover the mastermind Sweet Pete. He's basically a bitter, middle-aged version of Peter Pan who grew up and got salty about losing fame. The whole movie is just stacked with cameos from different franchises. It's got The Simpsons, got Winnie the Pooh, He-Man and Skeletor, and even Uncle Scrooge McDuck. And in the middle of all the cursed bootleg characters, there's a knockoff that very clearly resembles Gumball Watterson. Did you see him there? Here you go. He's not officially Gumball, he's purple instead of blue, has longer limbs and no tail, but the resemblance, it's obvious. Same cat shape, same vibe. It's part of the film's joke about bootleg animation. Characters altered just enough to dodge copyright, but still painfully recognizable. So while it's not a direct cameo, it's absolutely a blink and you'll catch it nod to Gumball's design style in the most chaotic way possible. Okay, so imagine this. It's 2017, summer, and you're watching TV, and an ad plays, and you spot Gumball in it. That would have been the moment you went, look, there! The 2017 AT&T Terms and Conditions 90 commercial features Mark Wahlberg, and it conveys a strong message. The whole concept is people being done. They just want to get entertainment on their terms. The vibe? Customers demanding all our stuff. no restrictions. And then, it gets chaotic. The commercial throws in characters from pop culture to show just how much content people want, including Ben 10 and the amazing world of Gumball's Gumball. He appears alongside Mark Wahlberg, who casually refers to him as,
You got that right, kid show thing.
The disrespect right there, it's unreal. It's quick, but it works as a meta joke. Gumball standing there as part of the unlimited entertainment package, while Wahlberg acts like he has no idea what he is. If you think that was where Gumball's reach ended, you're wrong. Guys, stay till the end. Okay guys, let me tell you an amazing Easter egg. It's when the amazing world of Gumball existed in real-world fiction literature. In the children's book The Boy Who Could Do What He Liked by David Baddiel, the story follows Alfie. He's just a kid who suddenly gains the power to literally do whatever he wants. I mean, no limits, just pure imagination unlocked. Like at one point in the book, Alfie actually jumps into an episode of the amazing world of Gumball as a half frog and half apple, interacting directly with Gumball and Darwin. It's written as if he's fully inside their animated world, blending his anything-goes ability with Elmore's already unhinged logic. And I mean, honestly, the crossover works. Like, perfectly, because Gumball's universe already runs on cartoon absurdity. So a kid who can warp reality just, fits. It's a playful fourth wall style nod that lets Alfie step into an existing cartoon instead of just referencing it, making it feel like his powers literally break into other fictional worlds. Low-key, the ultimate self-insert moment. Okay, and then we have this absolute unhinged literature cameo. In Mad Magazine, the amazing world of Gumball is mentioned in a satirical column about the problems modern cartoons have caused. The article just jokingly claims that Gumball has caused children to become racist against Swedish people, and even says Ben 10 causes juvenile diabetes. I mean, come on. After reading this, how would one believe the Gumball show is racist against Sweden? Relax, guys. I promise, it's not. Okay, so now it's time to add some iconic comic Easter eggs. Stay tuned, because trust me, some interesting ones are coming your way. In Honest Trailer's episode by Screen Junkies for Space Jam, they end the video with their usual fan-requested line segment. One commenter asks the announcer to say,
"You're not my brother. You're just a pet who grew legs."
Which is a direct line from the Amazing World of Gumball episode The Words.
You are not my brother. You are just a pet who grew legs!
I mean, it's such a dramatic, out-of-pocket line out of context that really it fits perfectly with Honest Trailer's chaotic comic energy. Honestly, hearing that line delivered like it's Shakespearean dialogue makes it 10x funnier. Peak random internet request behavior. Square Root of Minus Garfield is a long-running Garfield parody webcomic which features on Mezzacata, built around the logic of remix culture. The title itself is a math joke. The square root of a negative number creates an imaginary number. And the comic treats Garfield the same way, by putting him in imaginary, altered, or mathematically impossible scenarios. It plays off the same meme logic as things like Garfield minus Garfield, where you remove Garfield from the equation and the comic becomes existential horror. And Square Root of Minus Garfield applies this formula constantly, inserting new characters, replacing designs, bending continuity. And that's where the Amazing World of Gumball starts showing up in some strips. In Change Field number 6, Amazing World of Garfield, the equation is simple. Garfield and Gumball swap. In the final panel, Garfield transforms into Gumball Watterson from the Amazing World of Gumball, visually replacing one iconic cartoon cat with another. I mean, the humor comes from treating cartoon identity like it's a variable that can just be substituted. The strip essentially asks, what happens if you plug Gumball into Garfield's world? The answer is chaos, but I mean mathematically funny chaos. In the strip titled Evolution, John looks into a fishbowl expecting the usual setup, but instead Darwin Watterson appears inside it. Darwin, Gumball's goldfish-turned-brother, becomes the punchline by replacing the expected generic fish. The joke works because Darwin's entire character concept is already about evolving beyond a normal pet fish. It's a clean meme equation. Fishbowl plus Darwin equals crossover absurdity. Garfield bends the space-time continuum, fully commits to crossover logic, In this strip, Garfield, John, Odie, Lyman, and Gumball, they're all shown sitting at the same table. The joke isn't what's happening in the background. I mean, it's that reality itself has broken, allowing characters from completely separate franchises to occupy the same panel. Instead of removing something from the equation, this one adds everything. Gumball's inclusion is visual and deliberate, treating him like just another variable tossed into the collapsing timeline. And in the strip titled Cartoon Network, a mouse character effectively claims John and Garfield's house as Cartoon Network property. By the final panel, multiple CN characters appear, including Gumball. This one leans into corporate multiverse humor. If Cartoon Network owns the space, then its characters can mathematically replace the originals. Gumball's cameo reinforces that he's one of CN's most recognizable modern figures, making him the logical insert when the brand takes over the economics equation. In Warning Challenger Approaching, the reference is more subtle. The author's notes mention palette swaps for Garfield that resemble Gumball's signature blue and orange color scheme. The strip Preview Garfield acts like a mock TV guide, listing programs within the comic's meta-universe. Among the shows referenced is The Amazing World of Gumball. And did you guys notice that Garfield's comment about all the shows being listed was his parody? Ha, what a joke. Peak Garfield's self-obsession moment. The strip, often referred to as I Want Everyone in It, gathers nearly every character who has appeared or been referenced in the webcomic into one massive crossover panel. And Gumball's among them. So this is the ultimate additive meme equation. Instead of subtracting or swapping, the comic stacks every variable into a single chaotic solution. Gumball's presence here confirms that his earlier references weren't one-off jokes. He's part of the ongoing remix continuity of Square Root of minus Garfield. Well, okay, that's enough Garfield and Gumball's imaginary math chaos. Let me know if you were a fan of this comic and if you noticed these references before. Guys, and that's every wild, random, blink and you'll miss it reference to the Amazing World of Gumball we could track down. Seriously, it's actually, kind of insane how far Elmore's reach goes. 1 minute, it's a background gag. The next, it's a full cameo sitting at a table bending space and time. Cartoon history is weird like that. If I missed any deep cuts, any, obscure cameos, or wait, that was Gumball moments, drop them below. And I love seeing the ones that are so niche they feel illegal to know, like we're holding a secret or something. And of course, if you enjoyed falling down this crossover rabbit hole with me, you already know what to do. So thanks for watching, and remember, in a world where animation styles glitch and universes collide, Elmore is never that far away.